back to News Geelong on yet another cold winter's evening. Surffield Museum at Torquay has a permanent loan from Museum Victoria, some 25 million-year-old whale fossil bones, as Ian Nichols reports.
Well, it's the whale watching season right now, and I'm watching a 25-year-old fossil encased here at Surf World Museum. His name is Charlie. It's a fascinating story, and we're going to find out more about the fossils around Jan Juc and Bells Beach, as well as talking with the curator of the Surf World Museum, Craig Baird, about the 50th anniversary exhibition happening right now. Well, we have something extraordinary here on display, Craig. Said to be 25 million years old. His name is Charlie, and he's a whale.
Whale bones that were discovered at Bells Beach. It's a fabulous bit of history, and in fact takes the story of Bells way back 25 million years. Surfers have been surfing in the area for some time, and obviously people living in the area for some time before that, but this just adds another element to the story of Bells Beach.
Well, it's quite an archaeological find, isn't it? I mean, something like this is quite extraordinary.
Yeah, the paleontologists were fairly excited with Charlie because it tells a story about a unique whale that has developed into a couple of modern varieties of whales, and also the area around Bells Beach and through Jan Juc is fairly rich in archaeological artefacts.
Yeah, you found several fossils there. You don't want people racing down there with their shovels, but you have, in fact, over the years, uncovered quite a few things down there.
Yeah, surfers obviously accessing the area, and people at the beach have found a number of things in that area over the years, and in fact Jan Juc used to be called Fossil Beach at one stage, so there's obviously a fossil record there, and as the coast erodes that fossil record is exposed, but it's obviously a sensitive area, but at the same time it's great to know that there's another history of that part of the world.
Well, it is the whale watching season at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great that whales are appearing along the coast, and it's a neat tie-up for us to have a historic whale display at the same time that the whales are visiting the Victorian coast.
And with the school holidays on, it's also making this an exciting place to be. And you've got another exhibition running concurrently, if we could use that word, the 50th anniversary of Rip Curl.
The Bells contest, we've got the 50th anniversary of the Bells Beach contest, the Rip Curl Pro, and we've got a number of things on display that tell the story of that 50-year history. It's the world's longest continuously running surfing contest, but what we've done also is tried to tell some of the secrets of the story of Bells, about the Bells family that people may not know about the early years of the contest, and then obviously through to the pro era and the contest that most people would recognise today.
From one fossil to another, this is Ian Nichols at Surf World for News Geelong.
Thank you, Ian. And we can certainly see which piece was the fossil. Australian University Sport has conducted the 2011 Southern University Games in Geelong, with both genders involved in 15 different sports, from Aussie rules football, cheerleading, lawn bowls and volleyball. Meryl Friend reports.
We're here at City Hall for the civic reception for the Southern University's Games that are held in Geelong this week. Over 1,400 students involved with 15 different team sports in various locations around Geelong. Very big event again for Geelong with the Southern University Games.
Yeah, a huge event. A bit over 1,500 odd competitors playing all manner of sports around the region, and I was just chatting with Tony German, one of the leaders of the organisation, and he's very happy with how it's going. The weather's a little arctic, but they're still out there enjoying it, so it is great for Geelong, yeah.
And it's not just about the sport, it's getting people to know the region and to know our facilities as well.
Absolutely. I mean, we have fantastic infrastructure here, and we've sort of been promoting this for a while now. And it's groups like the Southern University Games organisation recognise Geelong as probably one of the best, if not the best, places to come down and hold these types of events. Fantastic also accommodation for students in the region, so it's a whole package for them. So, and I believe thus far they've been having a pretty good time.
We're joined with Tony German, who's the General Manager for Australian University Sport. Now, we've got the event in Geelong this week with the Southern University Games. How's it all going?
It's going very well. The students are having a great time. We were down all last week as a staff, and there was some fantastic weather. It's been a bit challenging this week. Yesterday was about the coldest I've ever been, I think, being a Queenslander. But look, everything's going well, sport's running on time, the guys are having a great fun time at night in the social program. So finals day tomorrow, it'll all be over, and we play for some gold and silver medals in 15 odd sports, and then we'll wrap them up and send them home.
Can you tell us how it's all come about with your group?
Well, our group, we select our sport managers who then go and select their teams, and we ask for interest from the students on who wants to compete in the Southern University Games. Also at the Games, some of it's a qualification for our Australian University Games, which is our biggest event in late September. So we've got a couple of teams that have to qualify for that event, but most of the other teams are using it as an experience for students to compete at University Games, and also as a warm-up and a selection process for their teams for the University Games.
From City Hall, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. As we now turn to the pulsating world of Geelong sport with our own flying hawk, Nathan Curry. Good evening, Nathan.
Thanks very much, Ruler. I'm down here at the Geelong Falcons for our weekly update, but I'll bring you all that after the break in sport, because we've got a big match between the Geelong Cats and the West Coast Eagles tonight over in Perth, and I caught up with their coach, Chris Scott, before their big match. Now, Scotty, how different is it playing at Patterson Stadium compared to other grounds?
Well, it's different if you play at the SCG or Etihad every week. The MCG, for that matter, as well. It's very long and quite narrow, so not dissimilar to the ground we've got here. So if anyone should be able to handle the ground, it's us. I don't think there's any doubt that with the open spaces you need to play more of a running side, although the Eagles play a pretty tall side, so that's kind of a little bit of an anomaly. But I think people are starting to realise that your size and shape doesn't matter too much, it's how well you move. And Natanui and Darling and Lynch and Kennedy all move pretty well and are able to apply pretty good pressure.
With Mitch Brown out, does that mean you will use Tom Hawkins?
The issue for Mitch doesn't change our approach with Tom Hawkins at all. He's always been very much in our plans. Whether it's, as I said last week, whether it's this week or next week, is largely irrelevant. We're trying to get Tom in as good a form as possible so he can have the biggest impact, late August and September.
What part of your game style do you think can challenge the Eagles' defensive press?
We think we move the ball pretty well when we're at our best. We think we've got an offensive system that works pretty well against the modern defensive systems. We've changed a little bit from the way the club played last year to try to counter that. It's far from perfect yet. And when sides get the opportunity to defend the way they want to, it's extremely hard to move it through. So that's going to be a real challenge for us.
To force them out of that system?
A little bit, yeah. And I think when everybody gets set defensively the way they want to be, it's extremely hard to move the ball. So the challenge is to move that defence a little bit and make sure you don't give them a chance to get set. But this is not going to be our offensive method versus their defensive method. We've got to make sure that we defend extremely well too. So modern footy really is about who can get the games played on their terms. Last week we weren't able to do that well enough and it cost us.
Thanks very much for your time, Chris, and good luck to you and your boys tonight. We'll catch up with you again next week. Well, Rollo, that's back to you now. I'll be back after the break for all the latest in sport.
Thank you, Nathan, as we go to a break on News Geelong and return with more sport and weather after this.